David Allaway said, "I would rather see us recycle fewer things well than more things poorly." With each passing day, the population grows. As a result, the amount of waste created is expanding exponentially. The bigger the amount of waste created, the more space is required to store those contaminants. It's worth remembering that the quantity of space available on Earth is quite limited, and it's up to us to make the best use of it. The ever-increasing population requires room to live as well as agricultural land to grow what they eat. If all of this space were taken up by dumpsters and landfills, human life on this planet would be quite difficult. Hey guys, I'm Melchi and welcome back to my channel. Once again, Sahar will be joining us to discuss the third R, which is recycle.
Hi everyone, I'm Mansoor and I'm the founder of a social business called Bare Necessities, and we make sustainable products that are designed not to land up in our oceans and landfills. When we talk about sustainability, the 4 R's often come to mind. And to be honest, I think I've studied about recycling and reducing since I was in kindergarten. But I think as I grew up, I have kind of evolved my understanding of the 4 R's. And I'm so excited to be sharing it with all of you today in the Wellbeing series. Hi everyone, and today we are talking about recycle. That is the third R in the 4R series. So recycling is important so we can kind of reduce all of that plastic from landing up in our oceans and landfills. But to understand recycling, we also first need to understand what's going on in the first place. The single best things that you can do though is the above 2 R's. So reducing, refusing, repurposing, those are all super important to do prior to even thinking about recycling. When you also want to understand recycling, we need to understand that our waste has roughly 2 components. We've got dry waste and we've got wet waste, right? So dry waste is everything from plastic water bottles, wrappers, paper, things like that. And your wet waste is everything that comes out from your kitchen, right? So we're talking about that dry waste component. And the first thing that you need to do if you want to recycle is to segregate them into these 2 categories. Among those 2 categories, you have to then take a deeper level and a deeper dive into segregating your waste. You need to basically put all of the multi-layered plastic, which is the thin plastic that might come from food wrap, packing like a bag of chips or a bag of cookies and things like that. That's kind of multi-layered plastic. Separate that. Put your high-value recyclables, which is plastic that is made out of high-value, high-density. So you're thinking about your soda bottles or any kind of bottles made out of PET. So that's something that is a high-value plastic that you can potentially recycle. You want to also put your cardboard separate and your paper separate, and see that you can maybe ultimately put them in 3 different categories and see if you can get to the best dry waste collection center to treat all your high-value recyclables, your low-value recyclables, and perhaps your paper to then be made into more stationery and things like that. But you need to understand also worldwide that only 5 to 9% of waste actually gets recycled. So it's very, very, very important to do the first 2 R's before thinking of recycling. But if you can't do anything else and you have some waste, no worries. Go ahead and segregate, rinse that food container and put it into the right recycling bin.
Thank you, Sahar, for sharing information on the third R, recycle. Recycle, waste less, save space. Bye for now and see you next week.